So we'll start with the 2021 paper. Give me answers fast. When the price of rice increases, it is expected that what will happen? Quantity demand of rice will increase, quantity supplied of rice will decrease, quantity demanded will decrease. What will happen? Yes, quickly, come on. When the price of rice increases, the quantity demanded for rice will decrease, or quantity supplied can increase, whatever the two. Suppose that the textile is a key input in the production of apparel. If the price of textiles, if the price of textiles falls, while all other variables are held constant, expected that what would happen? Okay, first of all, guys, what are they talking about? What component, what factor are they talking about here? They're talking about what? Under supply, they're talking about cost of inputs, right? Cost of inputs or cost of production. That is what they're talking about, no? So what is happening here? Textiles is one of the biggest component of making apparel. They are saying textile prices are falling. So they are saying what is happening? Cost of production, no, cost of inputs is, cost of production is decreasing. So when the cost of production decreases, what can you tell about the supply? Supply of apparel will increase. Right word, shift. So which one is our answer? Which answer talks about supply of apparel increase? Supply of apparel increasing. Number 2. So can you talk about the demand? Not really, because we are talking about price of textiles. So textiles is the input here. So you're talking about cost of input. Cost of inputs is not a determinant of demand. So demand curve will not either increase or decrease. It's the supply that will change. Okay. Moving to the next. Right. This one, okay. We'll see how many of you remember what I taught you. Supply function is given by the equation QS equals 8P, where P is the price and . According to the equation, price elasticity of supply. If you were there in the previous few classes or at least watch the recordings on YouTube, you can give me an answer. What is the PES? Looking at the supply equation, you should be able to give me an answer. PES is 1. PES is always positive. So answer is number 1. What is this? Unitary elastic. Okay, so that has to click you now. Moving to the next. Okay, always a very common question. Suppose the market for avocado faces 2 simultaneous events. Okay, avocado. There is a severe drought, big drought, affecting the supply of avocado. Okay, so there is a drought, severe drought. So can you tell me, guys, when there is a drought, what would happen? Now, affecting the supply, and the supply will increase or decrease? Supply will decrease, right? Supply will shift to the left. Okay, now there is a severe drought. Supply shifts to the left. Findings of a research reported that avocado contains medical properties which may help avoiding cancer. Guess what do you think? Now, some research came and published and told that now avocado is preventing cancer. So what do you think will happen? The demand for avocado will increase, right? Now people would love to drink avocado. Why? Yeah, no cancer now. You know, a fellow will smoke a cigarette and then next slide on the after that he would drink avocado juice. Then he says cancer solved, right? Maybe that is what happens. We don't know. So demand is increased. So can you see same question what they gave us before? What are they doing now? They are just changing. No, instead of directly saying supply decrease and demand increase, what are they doing? They are giving some story. Some drought has come. It seems now cancer is solved with avocado. So trying to test your what? Practical knowledge. So what is happening? Supply demand is increasing. So what can you tell, guys? What can you tell about price? What can you tell about quantity? Price for sure we know is going up. Quantity. Can remain unchanged. Maybe if the drought had a bigger impact, then the quantity might have fallen. If the drought had, let's say, a smaller impact, quantity would have increased. So the quantity is ambiguous, or you can say it's indeterminate. So which one? Price increases, quantity indeterminate is answer number 4, right? Fine. Can you see? Same question again and again and again now. Going to the next. Okay. Question number 9. Suppose the market for good X is currently in equilibrium. Which of the following events would not cause decrease in both equilibrium price and equilibrium quantity? Not cause a equilibrium price and equilibrium quantity. Okay. We'll draw one by one and see. Okay. Situation number 1. Increase in the price of good Y, which is a complement. So if the price of good Y increase, the complement, demand will decrease. So then equilibrium price will come down. Equilibrium quantity will also come down. So this will cause a decrease in both this and this. Next one. Decrease in the price of good Y, which is a substitute. So same thing, if the substitute price decrease, then what happens? Your demand will shift to the left, right? It will come this way. Same thing as option number 1. Third one, decrease in consumer income. If there is a decrease in consumer income, what would happen? Again, demand would shift to the left, price would go down, quantity would go down. Increase in consumer income, and X is an inferior good. Inferior good, if the income increases, again demand will decrease. No, we have learned that no, inferior good, income increases, demand decreases. So not 4 also. Last one, increase in the number of buyers. That can be your answer. No, so you had demand and supply like this. When there is an increase in the number of buyers, demand curve will shift to the right. As a result, equilibrium price goes up, equilibrium quantity goes up. So that is the one that would not cause a decrease in equilibrium price and equilibrium quantity. Are you all okay with that case? A simple question that you can read and draw a little and figure out. Yeah, these are very easy. These are not hard at all. Okay. Next one. Table below shows the daily market demand and supply for green leaves in a small town, price QD QS. Suppose the supply of green leaves falls by 60 kilos at all prices due to an increase in transport costs. What is the new equilibrium? This thing, are these questions, no? So first of all, how do you find the quantity? Now, at each price, quantity supplied falls by 60 kilos. So what is the new quantity supplied? Earlier at price 60, they supplied 310. Now it falls by 60 means now they're supplying only 250, right? Then earlier 300, now 240. Earlier 290, now 230. Then here 220, here 210. So can you compare the two? Can you compare QS and QD and tell me where is the market at equilibrium? Where is the QS and the QD equal each other? They are equal each other at the price of 55, right? At 55, QD is also 240, QS is also 240. Is that okay, guys? These are as easy as the question can get. It's a little bit of a new question that is not there in the past paper, but it's a very easy one. There is nothing to really get confused on. Going to the next. Okay. Suppose a rise in the price from 40 to 50 causes a decrease in quantity demanded from 1,600 to 1,400. In this range of the demand curve, the price last year demand is. Can you quickly tell me, do I use point PED or arc PED? For this question, they're asking in this range of the demand curve, the PED is. So I have to use arc PED. So how do I calculate arc PED? Change in QD over change in price. Right? Change in price multiplied by P1 plus P2 divided by Q1 plus Q2. So what are the numbers, guys? So they are saying when the price went from 40 to 50, QD went from 1,600 to 1,400. So change in QD is minus 200. Price went from 40 to 50. So change in price is plus 10. So multiplied by P1 and P2, 40 plus 50. Q1 plus Q2 is 1600 plus 1400. So I'm not going to do the calculation for you. Can you give me an answer, guys? How much do we get? Minus 0.5. Okay, so then our answer there will be a minus 0. So going with your answers. Right. Cost to the government of introducing a guaranteed minimum price for a commodity above the free market equilibrium will be the greatest if. What can you say, guys? You can draw and see. Think of what? Now, usually, guys, when they say guaranteed minimum price, you can talk about government purchasing the excess supply, right? So just think, guys, when will the minimum expense to the government be the highest? I'll draw two situations. I'll draw inelastic demand and inelastic supply. It's steeper curve. Government comes and does what? Government comes and puts a minimum price. So then this is the quantity demanded. This is the quantity supplied. So government's expenditure is this area. This is when it is inelastic. Let me draw it when it is elastic, right? Let's assume demand is elastic, supply is also elastic, flatter curves. Government came and put a minimum price, right? QD is this much, QS is this much. Now government's expenditure is this much to purchase the excess supply. So where is the government expenditure the highest, guys? The government's expenditure is the highest when the demand and supply is elastic. Have that in mind. So when both demand and supply are elastic, then government's expenditure is high. So you can draw all of this, guys. So draw all of these situations for homework 1 to 5 and see where you have the biggest area. That's what you want to figure out now, where you have the biggest area. So I am telling you when it is elastic, I just do two situations. Okay, so when demand and supply are both price elastic, answer number 1, you will have the highest government expenditure. Last two. Okay, these are easy one. The diagram below shows a market for good X, competitive equilibrium. Suppose the government imposes a unit tax, IO. So S goes to S2, right? What is the tax revenue and what is the deadweight loss? Can you all quickly give me an answer, guys? Come on, this is easy, you know, guys. Easy as it gets, your basic theory. So the government tax revenue is this area, right? The deadweight loss is this area. Yeah. So deadweight loss is, it's answer number 4, right? JNFK, JNFK, KFE. Okay, KFE. So answer number 4. These are the basics of taxes, finding the tax revenue and the deadweight loss. Last question, 2021. Suppose in a competitive equilibrium market, a certain product is 50 rupees per unit. Now the government intervenes the market and has a minimum price of 60. If the demand function of an individual buyer in the market is QD is this, what would be the impact of minimum price on the consumer surplus? We'll just draw and see. So there was a market. Earlier equilibrium price was 50. Okay. Now the government came and set a price at 60. Okay. So they're asking what is the impact on consumer surplus? Very simple, guys. Based on this demand equation, can you tell me what was the equilibrium quantity first? When the price was 50, what's the equilibrium quantity? 240 minus 3 into 50 is 9. Okay. What is the minimum price here? Maximum demand price? 80. Okay. So how much is the consumer surplus before the minimum price? Consumer surplus before is half into height is 30, 80 minus 50. base is 90. So half into 30 into 90 is 1350. 1350. Now what is the consumer surplus? Now earlier the consumer surplus is this, right? Earlier, before anything, consumer surplus is that we already know. Okay, this is unit number 2, very basic. Then after the thing, what is consumer surplus? Now consumer surplus is only this much. So first of all, can you find me the quantity here again? At price 60, how much will the consumer buy? Substitute the demand equation. QD equals 240 minus 3P, 3 into 60 now. So is it 60? Okay. So now what is the consumer surplus? Now the consumer surplus is this area, the red color triangle. How much is that? CS after is half into base, height is 20, base is 60. That is 600. Okay. So what can you tell about the impact, guys? Impact is not the consumer surplus after. So impact is, has it increased or decreased? Increased or decreased by how much? It has decreased by 750. So fourth one will be your answer. Decreases by 750. That's the 21 paper. How many did you get right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There were 10 questions. Got all 10 right? 9, 8, 7. Okay. Right. So then we'll go to the last A-level paper. Question 12. Question 12 answer was 1.